Following our pregnancy announcement, my sister-in-law's scheme to disgrace me at my husband's celebration spectacularly failed, resulting in her arrest and divorce. For 7 years, I, a 29-year-old woman, have been married to Harry. Everything about our union is wonderful, except for his sister, Kayla, who injects toxicity into our lives. Initially, when I met Kayla, I genuinely liked her. However, my opinion shifted swiftly as time passed. She's venomous, cunning, and overwhelmingly pessimistic. Despite knowing her true nature, I've strived for years to stay in her good graces. Years ago, when Harry was 17, he dated a close friend of Kayla's, but he ended it, feeling coerced into the relationship because of her influence. At 23, when Harry was unattached, Kayla tried to pair him with another of her friends, but he refused. She tearfully complained to their parents, insisting she wanted him to marry someone she approved of, but they largely ignored her during their heated dispute. While Harry and I were getting to know each other and falling in love, his parents were supportive, but Kayla always treated me with icy disdain. Whenever I was around, she'd inexplicably mention Harry's former girlfriends, highlighting their successes and suggesting he reconnect with them. This behavior persisted for a while. Harry found it odd and repeatedly asked her to stop referencing his exes. Others noticed it too. I wasn't alone in my observations. Kayla would then get furious and belittle me, accusing me of jealousy and declaring Harry shouldn't be with someone like me. Whenever Harry's parents invited us for dinner, Kayla would coincidentally bump into one of his exes that day and invite them over, claiming it was a polite gesture. She also obsessively checked my Instagram, despite not following me. With my account public, I noticed she was always the first to view my stories. If a man commented on my photos, she'd rush to Harry, complaining that I was posting improper images. Harry and I would laugh off her ridiculous claims. When we decided to move in together, Kayla tried to convince Harry to dump me, saying I was deeply flawed and she could find someone better. Her cruel words hurt, especially since I'd always been kind to her. Unfortunately, her hostility grew even worse after Harry and I got engaged. When we shared our engagement news, everyone celebrated, but I noticed Kayla's silence. Then, shockingly, she stood up and stormed out of the gathering. Later, she called Harry, crying hysterically, furious that she wasn't told first, claiming her closeness to him warranted special treatment. She sent me a nearly threatening message, lecturing me on how to treat her brother, emphasizing she'd always been the primary woman in his life. The eerie message sent chills down my spine. I left it unanswered, which likely infuriated her further. From then on, Kayla increasingly ignored me whenever we met. For some reason, she inserted herself into all the wedding planning, like when I shopped for my dress or attended my bridal shower. Despite my future mother-in-law and fiancé calling her out multiple times, her criticism of the wedding escalated, openly expressing her dissatisfaction with my choices. Her behavior continued unabated. One day, Kayla overheard me discussing table centerpieces with my future mother-in-law. She immediately mocked me, saying my taste was tacky and that this was why she wanted Harry to marry someone superior. That was my breaking point. I snapped, loudly declaring she was no longer welcome at our wedding, fed up with her relentless taunts and critiques. Kayla was stunned, gasping as if she never expected me to stand up to her. Even my mother-in-law, who supported me, was outraged by her actions. Later, Kayla called Harry, whining about how I'd humiliated her and demanding he rein me in as his future wife. Harry firmly backed my decision, stating she wouldn't be invited unless she apologized. Reluctantly, she sent me a half-hearted apology. I saw it, but didn't respond, too exhausted from wedding preparations to deal with her drama. Ultimately, she attended the wedding because I didn't want her bad-mouthing us later. The pink and pastel theme I chose for the wedding was well received by all guests. But Kayla showed up dressed as if attending a funeral, wearing a long black gown and veil. To say we were shocked is an understatement. She went around telling everyone how devastated she was to lose her brother to another woman. During the reception, Harry confronted her about her inappropriate attire. She played the victim, insisting she could wear what she wanted and accusing me of being controlling. When her scene-stealing antics continued, my in-laws finally asked her to leave. It was mortifying for me. Since that day, I've avoided her. When I gave birth to our son, Nate, I banned Kayla from being near him. She protested, but my in-laws supported my decision, understanding why I wanted her nowhere near my baby. 2 years ago, Kayla suffered a miscarriage with her then-boyfriend Jamie, which devastated her. It was a heartbreaking time for everyone. Feeling sympathy for her, especially since we already had a child, Harry and I softened our stance after her loss. We allowed her to spend time with Nate, inviting her to our home. Surprisingly, despite her hostility toward me, she was kind to our son. At first, she seemed to have changed, but soon reverted to her old ways. She constantly complained about her hardships, blamed ex-friends or bosses for her troubles, and never admitted fault. This year, she got married and invited everyone except us. Harry was stunned, as our relationship had seemed to improve. When confronted, she claimed she excluded me because I'd ruin her wedding. I called her, baffled, asking why she'd think that, having never wronged her. She admitted she'd worn black to our wedding on purpose and feared I'd retaliate similarly, which is why she didn't want me there. Furious, I told Harry how manipulative she was. After discussing it with his parents, Harry informed Kayla that neither he nor their parents would attend or fund her wedding. She sobbed, blaming me for the fallout. Her fiancé told her she had no right to point fingers, as she'd admitted her own wrongdoing. Kayla brushed it off, saying I should move on since our wedding was long ago. Later, she apologized to me, desperate for her parents to fund her wedding. Though reluctant, I forgave her, wanting to move forward. Her wedding to Jamie went smoothly, and we all attended and enjoyed ourselves. Less than 6 months later, Kayla showed up at our door, complaining about her failing marriage. We let her stay with us for a few days, during which she endlessly ranted about Jamie. They were struggling to conceive, and she blamed him entirely. When I tried talking to her, she insisted it was all his fault. When not venting about Jamie, she fixated on our lives, inventing issues that didn't exist. For example, I go to the gym most mornings before work. If I'm running late, I bring work clothes to shower and change after my workout. Kayla noticed this and asked intrusive questions about why I showered or needed to exercise. I brushed it off, explaining I like staying fit and prefer not arriving at work sweaty. She'd nod thoughtfully. During lunch one day, my mother-in-law mentioned a friend's divorce, where the friend took half her cheating husband's assets. Kayla interrupted to ask Harry if we'd signed a prenup. We froze, staring at her. She looked at Harry expectantly, ignoring me. Harry bluntly said we didn't need one, as we both earn well. Kayla scoffed, warning him he could be blindsided, claiming infidelity is common. Offended, I demanded she explain herself. She accused me of meeting someone, citing my habit of carrying spare clothes, saying it was her duty as Harry's sister to warn him. Her accusations stunned me. My in-laws quickly intervened, telling her to stop meddling. Undeterred, Kayla jokingly questioned if Nate was even Harry's son, noting he didn't resemble him. I saw fury flash across Harry's face, something I'd never witnessed before. He stared her down, saying she wasn't a mother because she didn't deserve to be, and any child would be better off without her. Kayla's jaw dropped in shock. My in-laws sat silently as Harry called her a shameless loser who ruins everything because her own life is empty. He accused her of projecting her failing marriage onto us. Kayla burst into tears, looking to Jamie for support, but he stayed silent. Harry, usually composed, was livid. I held his hand as my mother-in-law calmed him down. He apologized for Kayla's remarks about Nate, and I nodded, relieved he'd defended me so fiercely. He apologized to Jamie, but ignored Kayla entirely after calming down. That day, we cut contact with her. Her actions were affecting Harry too, so we blocked her completely. My in-laws agreed she'd gone too far, seeing how she'd pushed their typically calm son to his limit. We hadn't spoken to Kayla in a year, and life was peaceful. 2 months ago, I found out I was pregnant, an unexpected blessing since we weren't trying. Thrilled to welcome another child, Harry and I decided to announce it at his birthday party, hosted by his parents in their backyard for close friends and family. Kayla showed up uninvited, having heard about it from others. Her presence shocked us. She hugged Harry, saying she missed him and regretted their last encounter. Holding my hand, Harry told her to apologize to me for attacking my character. She nodded, looked at me, and said she'd been in therapy for months, realizing how wrongly she'd treated me. Skeptical but wanting to keep the peace at Harry's party, I nodded politely. My in-laws checked on us, offering to remove her if we felt uneasy, as they didn't know she'd come. Harry, not wanting a scene, let it slide. Kayla was unusually cheerful during the party, laughing and mingling.